Yo, what is up guys, this is Kat and let's get straight into another episode. So, in the previous one, Toka left you hanging here on this balcony. Now, from here you have two different ways to go about it. If you have one sand remaining, that means you didn't screw up anything in the run and you have one sand as you're supposed to have. You can go ahead and aim yourself at that palm tree, it's not that specific. And you're gonna do a double roll, fast rewind and dip. Now, the thing with this double roll is that you cannot just do a roll and another roll. No. You need to go ahead and cancel the second roll, so it's gonna look like this. Otherwise, you're gonna go too far and then up out of bounds. You land straight here, sometimes even here next to the sand cloud, and you pick that one up. The second way of doing this is just continuing this way casually. I'm gonna do a jump, then go into a wall run, and then into another wall run.
Please don't. You're liable to hit me.
And again, get this sand cloud. Now with this method, the enemies can get a little bit more annoying. So you want to make sure you wall run, try to jump like this, and make sure the enemies don't block you. Now from here is the same zip as we did in the first section after the first fight. Because the enemies are in this area, you're gonna have to zip your own steps. So you're gonna do the same thing with this. Release, get through, behind the wall. Now we gotta make sure that you run over this button. Now, what you want to do that's because there's a checkpoint right there, and you need that checkpoint because you're gonna have to suicide to load the next area and get Farah to this side. So the fastest way to go about this is to just roll over that button, get the checkpoint, and then just zip that roll and get out of bounds. Release, hold, cancel to die quicker, and just mash enter to game over and get over here. You can see Farah is here, and we can continue with the next zip. So this next zip is pretty precise. You need to hit a certain trigger that's gonna load the next area completely, and it requires some precise aiming. You wanna aim so that the corner of this pillar, this corner, is kinda to the left of the middle of the screen. The best way to actually measure this is to just go out of first person view, and you want the corner to be at this kind of a position where the left side of Prince's head is still touching that corner, like this. Then you want to make sure the camera is fully zoomed in, and you're gonna do a jump and two parries, all slow rewinded. This is how it looks like when you hit the trigger. If you don't hit the trigger, you're not gonna see any areas disappear, and you know that you did something wrong. I used to have quite a bit of problems with this zip, and what really solved it for me was, even though I do a walk wheel, I did a lot of steps, a lot of extra steps, and that kind of pushes you a little bit forwards, and that just ensured to me that I always hit this trigger, and you end up down here. Now from here you want to wall run this wall so you destroy this object, so Prince doesn't lock onto it in the next zip. Now this next zip is kind of simple. You want to run into this area, and then you want to aim towards the right corner down there. Now if you aim too far to the left or too far to the right, you're not gonna hit a trigger which is located around here. That makes the next area not load, and you're just gonna zip into an area that's completely deloaded and you're gonna be floating. So the way you want to do this zip is you want to do a parry, wait a little bit, so you're in combat state, and you can do a down zip and then a dagger and another parry. Everything is gonna be slow rewinded, and you wanna make sure that you wait for the upwards animation of the down zip. Zip down, zip back up, let's go. Now you wanna run down this ramp, and the fastest way to get from here to down there is to use a torpedo. Now, you guys have seen a torpedo in the previous episode. Toka has showed you how to actually do it, so I'm not gonna explain that in this video. If you've missed that, go back and watch the previous episodes. Now I'm gonna use the torpedo to neglect a little bit of fall damage. Now why is that? That's because after you complete a torpedo attack, the game only calculates fall damage from the ending point of the torpedo attack. That means I can fall down a little bit during the torpedo, and then I'm not gonna die from fall damage when I do this. Now the way you can try to set this up is to just whiff it really fast, or you can go ahead, zoom in, and then angle yourself like this, and do a torpedo. Reset the camera, hold forwards to roll, and you're done with that. Then you want to climb up the boxes like this, and pick up the sand cloud. Now from here, it's very simple. Just make sure you don't do the sword before you see the white circle on the top left. Otherwise, that sword slash would not get rewound. And then it's a very simple sword slash and steps. You don't want a walk wheel here, and then everything is fast rewound. This area right here wouldn't be loaded if I didn't hit the previous trigger, so make sure you really get the right direction and zip far forwards enough. Hold forward to roll again. Jump over the spikes, and you're gonna roll into this cutscene down the stairs. Now, don't be scared, you're gonna get a game over, and this is because Farah is supposed to be here, and she's not, to get this game over. This game over makes sure that Farah appears in the Cliffs and Waterfalls area, otherwise you'd not be able to continue. Now, from this point on, I'm gonna continue in the next episode.